Hello and welcome to Uncle Matt Does Keto. This is my second video of many, I'm sure. This is about this particular video. I want to talk about gastric balloons. So in my introduction video that I made, I briefly touched on that. The fact that 2.5 years ago or so, at the beginning of 2020, when all the madness started, I'd committed to having a gastric balloon fitted in my stomach for the duration of a year. I was desperate. My weight had ballooned up to 19 stones. I don't know what that is in. Actually, and I'll put on the screen. I'll put what that is in pounds and kilos. I was getting fat on the. I had fat on the side of my head. My face looked awful. I hated my reflection. I hated everything about it. I hated having to buy new clothes because, you go and buy the XXL ones, and then it'd be tight and you're just thinking, oh my God, what is going on here? Am I going to have to start going to like specialist clothes shops just to get clothes? I hated myself, felt awful. Everything about it was miserable. So, and I obviously didn't have the faith in myself to be able to do the hard work and just change the way I lived my life. So, gastric balloon went in. I was so embarrassed about this that I decided to travel on my own to have this done, which meant I couldn't have the meds. So if anyone out there is thinking about having a gastric balloon fitted, have the meds. I think I would actually say the most traumatic sort of half an hour or whatever it was of my life, because you have to dry gulp down. Well, first of all, they put a thingy down, a camera to have a look down there to make sure there's nothing dodgy in your stomach that they don't know about. But then you have to dry swallow I don't know how big the device is, this balloon, but it felt like trying to swallow a melon, and I was gagging, and I was sort of convulsing. They had to hold me down, and they were shoving this thing down my throat. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. I've got a terrible gag reflex, I can't even brush my tongue. They say when you brush your teeth, brush your tongue. So yeah, really, really traumatic experience. So yeah, have the meds. But also the other part that made it worse not having the meds is, normally at that stage when they give you meds, they would also give you anti-nausea medicines. So I didn't have that. So when I got home, I was already feeling very ill. I'll cut away now to a video I made while I was documenting how that experience went.
Hello, I'm aware of how utterly horrendous I look and sound. This is now Saturday evening. I had the gastric balloon fitted on Thursday lunchtime. I was intending to post how I was getting on yesterday, but I probably had one of just the worst day of my life. Absolutely horrendous. Really horrible, just constant vomiting, and just even after you've just emptied yourself, you're still feeling sick, like your body is just, it's attacking this foreign object that's inside you. And my missus said I had a temperature, and I was thinking, well, I can't have a temperature, I'm not ill. And she said, well, it's your body's fighting. So anyway, it's been really rough. I'm not going to lie. Although now, thank God, beginning to feel a little bit better.
All right, so yeah, harrowing. It was absolutely harrowing, and it got worse, and I was like that for days. Anyway, so if you do think you're that desperate you want to have a gastric balloon, by all means do it. It will work. You are guaranteed to lose weight, and you'll lose weight very quickly, especially at the beginning. Unfortunately, though, what happened to me was I changed nothing in my head. I didn't do any of the necessary work to change the way I am. And so after about 6 months of having a balloon inside me, I actually stopped losing weight, really. And in fact, I started to gain weight again while I still had the balloon. So at one stage, I got myself down to about 16.5 stones. And then by the time the balloon was out, I was back to 17 stones. There's 14 pounds in a stone. So I'd lost basically 28 pounds, which you say for a year. Okay, that's good. That's a good start. But within a year, I'd started to put weight back on. So I was back up to 18 stones a few months ago, say 3 to 4 months ago. And I was like, okay, what am I doing to myself here? I've gone over 18 stones. I said, it's obvious I'm going to end up going past what I used to be. And this is horrible. I don't want to die young. I want to try to sort my health out. So I decided at that stage to, I say keto, just cut out carbs and sugar. I will talk in other videos more about that. But basically for this video, I wanted to talk about the pros and cons of the gastric balloon. I can't speak about surgeries like gastric bypasses because I believe that might be more permanent, but I also have seen a program on television a few years ago of a guy that had his stomach dramatically reduced, and he obviously lost tons of weight, but he carried on overeating and he stretched his stomach out again, and he had to have a second surgery. So even that maybe isn't permanent unless you deal with the problem in there. And that is why I, at this stage, am going to sing the praises of doing what you might call Atkins or keto. Because what's happened to me is my energy levels are really steady now. I have like a breakfast, a typical breakfast for me to have, which is usually actually around about lunchtime. I don't normally eat early, so I've sort of ended up doing intermittent fasting by accident because I'm just not hungry at that stage. But have something like some scrambled eggs with cheese in it and some fresh tomatoes. And you might think that sounds really boring, but I mean, yeah, I suppose it is. I mean, sometimes I have more of a full English, but I never have the beans, I never have the bread, and I never have the potatoes that may go along with those things. So basically anything with carbs and sugar I cut out. And I find a breakfast like that sees me through for ages. My energy level just stays nice and steady. I don't have a crash where I all of a sudden, you're hungry again, you're starving again just a couple of hours after eating. Doesn't happen. So it's working like a dream for me at the moment. My weight loss carries on going. If I a bit naughty for a few days and sort of drink beers and wine like for a few days running, I gain a few pounds. But once I cut out the beer and wine, the pounds just keep coming off. So I do hope if you're watching this video, it's a bit long, this one, not longer than my other one, that you do interact with me. Maybe even subscribe. Obviously, it's a brand new channel, so it's not hardly going to have any any interaction at this stage. I do have another channel which is called Uncle Matt's Cookery Lessons. That's why I kept the Uncle Matt thing going, which I make cooking videos, and recently, obviously, those videos have been more along the keto journey side of things. But I may well also upload cooking videos to this channel, and I'm looking at some stage to start doing live streams where I can interact, hopefully, with, if it's just a few people, it's just a few people, but hopefully that number will grow. And I want to hear about how you're getting on with it, or whether you've tried it and it didn't work for you. What went wrong? Did it affect your health? Because I'd like to know these things, because if I start having some negative effects from doing this, then I'd like to have ideas of other things that I can do. But God, I'm waffling now. But what I have found is, because my mind has changed, the way I feel about food, I just want to stick with it. And because I really do believe that if I do start having carbs on a regular basis again, I'm gonna go back into old bad habits. Anyway, I'll end this one here. But thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.